Bugger. It's so hot in here. I can't say that. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to English with Max. Today I have a video for you on 10 English words that non-native speakers and even some native speakers often find very difficult to pronounce. Some of these words have very strange spelling, although strange is actually quite normal in English, and some of the words are just difficult to say. I didn't just randomly choose these words. I recently ran a small survey on Facebook and Instagram, and I combined that information with my experience teaching English as a second language. Before we begin, remember that you can follow me on social media. The links will be in the description. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to be updated on new videos, and don't forget to click the little bell if you want to receive email notifications. Finally, don't be shy if you want to leave a comment. I remember that when I was just watching YouTube videos before I started the channel, I sometimes thought that I might annoy people if I left a comment, but don't worry, that is not the case. Most people on YouTube enjoy reading comments. I also want to tell you that I will be focusing on British pronunciation. I'm Australian, and for the most part, Australian English is closer to British English than American English. However, for all of these words, I will also briefly give you the American pronunciation. Word number 1 is hierarchical. Hierarchical is the adjective of hierarchy. A hierarchy is a system in which people or things are organized based on their importance. Here is an example sentence. It is common knowledge that the military is very hierarchical. I'll say it slowly. Hierarchical. Hierarchical. As you could probably hear, the CH in hierarchical is pronounced K, just like the CH in chlorine or chlamydia. Here's an interesting fact. Lots of koalas in Australia have chlamydia. You can Google it. Do you have chlamydia, Frank? Anyway, hierarchical is the British pronunciation of this word. The American pronunciation is hierarchical. 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 Word number 2 is clothes. Clothes. This is a word that even people with a really high level of English often find difficult to say. What makes it hard is the sound followed by the z. The good news is there is a way to cheat with this word. If you find it hard, instead of saying clothes, you can say close, like I close the door. So instead of saying my dirty clothes are on the floor, you can say my dirty clothes are on the floor. To be honest, when native speakers are speaking quickly or they're just being lazy, that's often what they say anyway. So it's unlikely people will notice the difference. The American pronunciation is similar. It's just the O sound that changes. British pronunciation, clothes. American pronunciation, clothes. Word number 3 is sixth. Sixth. It's a lovely word, isn't it? That was sarcasm. I know it's quite a difficult word because there's a x followed by a th. And it's particularly hard in phrases such as the sixth sense. It's not as easy to cheat with this word as it is for clothes, But if you really find it difficult, you can, just like with clothes, drop the TH. People will still understand you, and if you say it very quickly, most people won't even notice. The sixth sense. The sixth sense. Let's hear it in a full sentence. I'll say the same sentence twice. The first time using sixth, the second time using six. I watched The Sound of Music for the sixth time yesterday. I watched The Sound of Music for the sixth time yesterday. You can probably hear a small difference, but really, it's not a big deal. Another thing you can do is just try to avoid the word and use different sentences. For example, I watched The Sound of Music yesterday. I've now seen it 6 times. I'll say this word again. Sixth. The American pronunciation is basically the same. Sixth. Word number 4 is photographer. Photographer. I'm sure you all know what a photographer is. It's a person who takes photos. I'll say it slowly. Photographer. Photographer. It's not photographer. Don't worry, it's understandable if you've made this mistake because the root word is photograph and the abbreviated form of that is photo. The English language is cruel sometimes. I'll say it again. Photographer. Photographer. The American pronunciation is photographer. Photographer. Word number 5 is miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. I actually really like this word. Miscellaneous is an adjective that refers to a group of things or people that are varied and normally have no connection with one another. Because it's a long word, it's often abbreviated to MISC. But this is only in written form. Don't say it. People often use this word as a label. For example, in somebody's house, you might see a drawer labeled miscellaneous household items. Or on your computer, you might have a folder labeled miscellaneous. That's where you put all the files that don't fit into other categories. I'll say it slowly. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. The American pronunciation is basically the same. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Word number 6 is comfortable. Comfortable. I know this word is a pain in the butt, but hopefully this explanation will end all confusion. You can either say it with 3 syllables, comfortable, comfortable, or with 4 syllables, comfortable, comfortable. I personally say it with 3 syllables, comfortable, and I think most native speakers nowadays say it that way as well. But it's perfectly correct to say comfortable. In American pronunciation, you can also say it with 3 or 4 syllables. Comfortable or comfortable. Word number 7 is literature. Literature. In British pronunciation, you ignore the first E. Literature. Literature. And although you probably won't see this in a dictionary, lots of native speakers also pronounce the first T, and not just the second one, as ch. That gives us literature. Literature. Some people might not think that sounds very nice, but in my opinion, you can choose. In the American pronunciation, the first T is actually more like a D sound. It's called a flap T. So the American pronunciation is literature. Literature. Word number 8 is similarly. Similarly. I'll say it slowly. Similarly. Similarly. To be honest, this word is also sometimes hard for me to say. I think it's because there are two L's which are very close together. This word means in a similar way. For example, the girls were dressed similarly. That means the girls were wearing similar clothes. Ooh, there's that word again, clothes. If you find this word too hard to say, you can simply avoid it by saying in a similar way instead. For example, this sentence would become, the girls were dressed in a similar way. I'll say it again, similarly. The American pronunciation is similarly. Similarly. Word number 9 is thoroughly. Thoroughly means completely or very much. For example, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. That means I enjoyed the movie very much. It can also mean in a careful or detailed way. For example, the doctor examined the test results thoroughly. I'll say it slowly. Thoroughly. Thoroughly. The American pronunciation is thoroughly. Thoroughly. Word number 10 is congratulations. If you can say all these words correctly, congratulations. I'm sure most of you know what this means. It's something you can say to someone to show you are happy about their success or good luck. You got a promotion. Congratulations. You won the lottery? Congratulations. You got 10,000 followers on Snapchat? Congratulations. I have no idea how Snapchat works. I think some people struggle with this word because of the first syllable, which is pronounced con and not con, and because of the T, which is pronounced ch. There is also the T-I-O-N, which is pronounced shun. I'll now say it slowly. Congratulations. Congratulations. The American pronunciation is very similar. Congratulations. Although sometimes in American English, the T is pronounced j. Congratulations. I hope you found that useful. If you did, remember to hit the thumbs up. And like I said before, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Maybe you could tell me which of these words you find the most difficult. See you next time. These words have strange spelling, although spelling is quite normal. No, spelling.